Oh, I'm sorry. Hi there. So I got a new microphone. Thank you to my wonderful sister-in-law who has a spare one kicking around. So I hope you all can hear me better. It's been a rough day. My 102-year-old grandmother passed away this morning, so I've been kind of dealing with that all day. But she's the reason I do art. So, it would not be fair to her for me not to paint something. She loved pink. She loved my art. Critiqued it pretty hard, but loved my art, which is actually what helped me a lot. So today I got this little 4x6. It's actually a canvas board, which I don't paint on a lot of canvas. It seems lately I paint on a lot of watercolor paper because I use a thinner paint, and which allows me to use watercolor paper a little bit easier. If you use a thicker body paint, watercolor paper is not really the answer for you because it'll warp it bad. It causes a lot of moisture in the paper unless you wet it and prep it and do a lot of prep work to it. It's not going to stand up for you. It's great for practice. It's great if you're doing watercolors. It's really good if you're using inexpensive craft paints, which I use a ton of. Only because not because it's a better product, it's because I've spent more time with them. I know what to do to make them move a certain way. I had to relearn how to use heavy body paints, a thicker body. So, and now I use both. I like Grumbacher a lot. Anthony kind of pointed me in that direction. Anthony Gray from Grayscale Painting. I'm sorry, Anthony. Brain's just a little fuzzy. And Ian Harris from Ianopolis. He's the one that kind of leads me away from using the thinner body paints and the cheaper paper. He really wants me to paint on canvas because my artwork, is at the point now where it probably some of it's good enough to keep for a while. The first 400 or 500 paintings were you had to learn. Now I'm into what I thought was number 400, and after I started cleaning out my space here, discovered 2 more boxes of 160 paintings. So I guess I'm closer to almost 600 paintings at this point. I paint at least one a day. Last Christmas season, I painted 24 days of Christmas. Every single day for 24 days, I painted a different Christmas scene. On everything from Christmas balls to canvas to paper to wood to slate, micros, full size, 11 by 14s. So, I've already prepped this one with some white craft paint. It's probably, it's almost dry. So what we'll do is I had put some red on there, but I got a phone call, so I had to stop for a minute. I'm going to put a little bit more white paint. First, we're going to get the ever popular brush hair out of there. This is a 1-inch brush. I will be using more than just this brush today. I know my last painting I did was just this brush. But sorry, I have a new microphone, so I gotta be a little more verbal, I guess, and speak a little clearer and louder. I'm a very quiet person, and it actually takes an enormous amount of energy for me to talk loud. Anyway, back to the canvas. We got some white on there. this is going to be kind of a really pink picture today. Like I said, my grandma loved pink, so we're gonna make some a little darker red on the top. This is just a crimson, nothing fancy. We'll do some deeper red in here. Make it a little darker on the top, I guess. Sorry, that's pretty common for me. I like to black my canvases for some reason. Let's get a touch of phthalo blue. This is Argislav paint. Thank you, Michaels. I love shopping there. Can't always afford it, but let's turn this a little bit of purpley, just because we don't want to neglect the sky. It's still got to be in there. We'll get the red back in there again. A little dark down here with the blue still in it a little bit, and then we'll go up into the blue with the red paint. Just really quick little side to side. Don't worry about these streaks. That's cool. You know, kind of like a dark cloud spot. Now we got some blue up there. We'll rinse the brush real quick. Just a quick rinse, nothing super wash. And we'll take I think we're going to take a different paintbrush. It's really like a micro mop brush almost, but it's very, very fine, loose haired, inexpensive. I'm going to put some white in there, and I think we're going to go with a little cloud action right here. We'll do a couple little bright white circles of white, wipe it off, get that paint out of there. So you got a little bit left in there, and we'll go back up in, and we'll do it again. And we're not into the blend parting yet. Then we'll grab another bigger one, and we'll just tickle the bottom, just tickling it in circles. Don't worry about adding blue color to it. That's cool. It's gonna just make it all that more interesting. I probably picked that up off the side of my easel board right here. And we'll take this and we'll just do a little bit right here, a little more depth, kind of just dabbing it in there. Don't stay on one spot too long. Clean that off again, tickle the bottom. Now this time we're going to go down a little further with it, maybe up, just hit the top just a hair. We're going to get a little bit more white paint on there, so it's a little thicker on the paintbrush. Now you notice one side doesn't have really any paint on it. The other side's got a little thicker. You want the thicker spot to be toward the top. So when you put it on, dab your paint one way, so when you put it on there, you're ending up with more paint on the top than you are the bottom. And what that will do is that'll give you those beautiful bright white tops on your clouds. And we'll blend that down just a hair. Maybe just touch the top just a hair on this one over here. And we'll do the same thing. Gotta rinse that just a hair. Got a little bit too much red in it. Flatten it out. This time, see, I really only got most of the paint on one side again. And now we'll go, let's go off to this side just a hair. And then we'll turn it around, smashing it around a little bit. We'll push this one down just a little bit so we get some more paint level. Get a little bit more paint on one side. Same thing, see? Almost no paint. Paint. And we'll take that one and we'll put that one right there. Just to make it feel good. And we'll take the big brush, make sure it's clean, always wipe it. You want to keep all that excess paint off there. And I think we'll tickle that just a hair up there so it disappears a little bit. And we'll bring this down. I think I like the clouds just like that. I don't get carried away with them. I can spend an hour playing with them, and I have spent hours upon hours playing with them to no specific reason other than I wanted to paint clouds that day, and I painted an entire canvas, just nothing but clouds. Every possible method I have seen, followed. It's funny how I keep going back to Ian's. Something about those clouds that just, I don't know, they stuck with me. The way he paints them, I mean, I don't use the same brushes he does. I have them, they're sitting right over there. I have used them a few times, but I paint much smaller canvases than he does, and for me, painting with the smaller brushes makes more sense for me. He paints a bigger canvas, and not to mention he's got quite a bit more skill than I do. I just picked up some white craft again, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just tickle the bottom here a little bit, so I can pick up a little bit of that red. I'm going to bring it down just a hair. Just want that really harsh red line out of there, like that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. See, we kind of just made it disappear. This is perfect. That's what I want. So now what I'm going to do is pick up a little bit of phthalo blue and a little bit of red together. Same brush, red on one side, blue on the other. Now, normally I would do it the opposite, but this time I'm actually going to put the red on the bottom. And what it's going to do is it's going to turn that bottom piece, a little bit more red, I didn't pick up enough. It's going to turn the bottom really dark, which is what you want. You're getting closer to, the color is going to be darker. Now I haven't picked up any more paint. I haven't washed my brush, it's still got blue in it. I'm going to rub it over the white, just so I get a little tiny bit. And we're going to hit the white right here on the top. And we're going to be real slow and careful. Get a nice line across there. A little bit dry sounding, so we'll put a little bit of water on her. Touch of white, so we have a little bit more white right here on the edge. We'll go right across. A little bit more white. A little bit of white in here. A little bit of white in here. Now I'm going to take my brush, turn it sideways, and just slightly pull. Now, back to the phthalo blue and red. Put that on the bottom so the red's still facing the bottom. You can see where the red started out down there. And we still want that red in there. But we want to get the dark. Oh, I put a streak in it. Oh, anybody that knows me knows it. It's alright. I'm not going to stress about it at all. Okay, get that one out of there. Alright. So I like the way that looks. The only thing I need to do though, gotta rinse the big brush. Make sure she's got a lot of the paint off it. I got a little bit of dark on the bottom. So I'm adding a little bit of red and black, red and blue to this bottom corner. Now it's still pretty wet, so it may not grab it too easy. Excuse me. Just had a wonderful calzone. It's called a T-Rex. Nothing but meat in it. It's beautiful. Now I got a little spot up there that turned blue, but I'm not worried about it because number one, this will have a frame eventually, so I'm not overly concerned about it. But I'm going to add a little something over here. That's why I wasn't overly concerned about the clouds being super perfect on this side. I mean, I like the way these are going. Just a mellow, mild cloud. This really needs to have quite a bit more white. But we're going to add a little red to her and turn her pink. So it's still going to be white. Maybe not so much white. Probably closer to pink. Okay, we got that nice and flat. Now I have a ridge right here on my easel, so I kind of can alright, now what I'm going to do is grab I want that super harsh line to disappear because I don't really want a hard surface right there. Now I'll take this and just pull. Get the clean. Make sure the blue's pointing down, right on the top. Just go along the edge, right where your horizon is. Pull some of that pink in there. Don't go too far down. Pull it across, and then what we'll do is we'll switch brushes back to my little baby mop brush here. I'm going to make it flat. I'm going to grab some sap green, plain old sap green, a little bit of phthalo, mix the two together. I'm going to end up with this really dark green. Kind of a blue green, almost phthalo green. We're going to put a little bit of something right here, just because we know that I cannot leave it alone. Heaven forbid if I put something in that doesn't have an island. You know? Always gotta have. Yeah, it's probably because I live in Vermont, in the United States, and we have this beautiful Lake Champlain, and on the other side there are the Adirondack Mountains, and 90% of the photographs I take of the lake have these beautiful mountains in the background. And they're just stunning to look at certain times of day. They turn these blue-green colors. Anybody that follows any of my work on Facebook knows that I love taking pictures. I take thousands of them a year, and literally thousands. I'm just gonna add a touch of red to it so I can get a little darker purple color here. And a lot of them are of the lake or a sunset. So I know I'm blocking you a little bit from the light. I'm probably going to freak out my microphone, which is attached to my easel. Alright, so we added a little bit of blue. We're going to go right along here. See how nice and dark that is? We're going to try to make somewhat of a nice crisp line. Now if I wanted, that's way too wet, but if I wanted to I could actually take and put tape on that once it dried and do that mountain afterwards, but I love to paint wet, wet, wet. So I took all the color off, well, most of the color off it. Flatten out your brush. Don't be afraid this stuff washes. I'm just going to pull a little bit further there, pull right there, pull down a little bit more right there, flip her over, push the brush, pull down a little bit more right here. See, I haven't even added any paint. I'm just pulling into the wet blue and not being really. Gotta put a little higher right here, so we'll grab a little bit more. And we'll rinse that brush off so it's really good and wiped off. And we'll take it, we'll flatten her all out again, and we'll make her really wide. So it's nice and flat, no curve to it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hold it flat against it and slowly pull. One way, flip it over, completely over so your paint's on the other side. We're going to pull the other way. Clean that off. Now I don't use these very often. Probably still not gonna. I was gonna grab a. No, I have to. We're gonna grab our plastic knife. I'm gonna come across my paint. My paint is not thick body. My paint is thin. One side's got nothing. One side's got paint. Now I want the side with the paint facing down. Now I normally would do this, but I don't want to put too much pressure today because this is a small canvas. So we're going to come across here just like that. And we'll take it and clean it. There, almost completely wiped out paper towel. Go sideways again on your palette. Basically what I'm doing is, say this spot right here is my paint. Alright, my palette, I'm actually taking it, and this is the dot, I'm taking it and pulling it down and sideways, so not near the big huge spot where it's all clumped up, but where it's thinned out. Even if you gotta pull it down a little bit and thin it out, just pull down like this sideways, and you'll end up with, and you can actually wipe one side off so it's clean if you want. You'll end up with a roll on your knives like that. So what then is you can come back in and just occasionally touch. You can touch your heel. You want to try to keep them straight. And if you've got a couple that don't go straight up for you, no problem. Go the other way a little bit. Now you got a little bit of a wave. And if they get too carried away where you think you really don't like what they're doing, grab a paintbrush. See, that one turned a little blue on me. That's okay. Now those look thick. I'm going to show you what I do. So this is still wet. I'll take my paintbrush, flatten it back out again. Just very carefully, don't touch the white against the edge, but just pull her across and pull her again and pull her again and pull her again. We still have our shadows, but we've made those big ugly looking wave pieces go away. Now we could put the big tree in, you know, all that other stuff that I love doing, but I think today, just because I wanted it really simple, really respecting what my grandmother has taught me, think all I'm going to do is grab just a splash of black. Hello?
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 Hey, what kind of pomegranate? Was it just plain pomegranate drink?
No, pineapple.
Pineapple. Okay, I found it.
Oh, okay.
Please, right here. Right there. Okay, how many do you want? No.
I like them.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Bye. Sorry about that. I've kind of got really attached to pomegranate pineapple drink, and my wife had run to the store, and she wanted to make sure that it was actually pineapple pomegranate. And that's what I want. So that's a little bit of black. There's my phthalo blue with my green in it. I'm going to put a little black in there. So it's turning like this really deep green color. And I'm going to put a little bit in here first. Down in the valleys. And you're kind of not really going to see it, but you know, I know it's there. And then I'm going to take it, get a little bit of water, mix it up with my paint. Now this bottom corner, I want to make this dark. So we're going to put some dark paint right here. That blue's still in it, so we're not going to lose it. Get a little bit more water so it's really thin. And then I'm going to grab the brush that I used. I had sitting in the water, which I shouldn't have done, but I did. Don't we all? That I used for the clouds. We're going to beat it up a little bit. Don't make it all hard and pointy, but you want it nice and tight. We're going to just pull. And I want those streaks in there. I saw the edge of that canvas had a little blue on it. And that's how I want that to be. Just like that. And maybe we'll do a little bit on this side too to give it kind of maybe a little bit thinned out. We'll kind of pull her in just a little bit so she's kind of framing it. Oh yeah, that works for me. That works. Sorry, I have to look in the camera to make sure what I'm seeing actually is what you're seeing. So, I think my filter came off my light above my head. That's why that light looks so bright today. Let's see if I can put a piece of paper over. That's actually what it looks like. A little brighter than that, but you know, it's pretty anyway. I think my grandma would be proud of me. So that's what we have for today. Not much. There's nothing fancy, nothing really extreme. And I say that, and here I'm looking at my painting thinking, you know, it's kind of just a little bit missing something. And geez, I've never seen an artist that doesn't do it. So let's grab a little bit of the sap green. And I'm going to beat up my brush because I actually want it to be all splayed out everywhere. And it didn't, but so I think what we'll do is we'll put a couple of these in right here. Just a couple. Just to make it believe that it was sitting there and happy. And I think we'll call it good. It's not carried away. It's not gonna I don't know if that Jeez, I get done with something and I look at it and think, well, not quite. That cloud up there is just not quite making me happy. It needs a little bit of something right here. Let's face it, if you're not completely happy with it, don't leave it. I mean, let it dry. Redo it if you want to, but if something in your painting isn't making you happy, don't leave it. Change it. It's paint. It moves. This is a rough bristle brush, kind of a really small version of Ian's, really. Big ones. It's your artwork. Do what you want with it. Nobody can tell you that it's great. I mean, good or bad. I mean, they will, obviously. But in the end, it's yours. It's stuff you create. Everybody's going to critique it, but I guess we're going to have to put something up there so you guys can see my paintings. I didn't realize that the lights were being that obnoxious. I think what it is I probably have this. The other day, I have that turned and tilted. And I'm afraid to move it because I have this very expensive microphone sitting up there. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll take this down, let you guys see it a little better. That's what I painted today, and that's my hand. So it's not a big painting. It's 4 by 6, 4 inches by 6 inches, which is size of my hand. Yeah, I got big hands, but that's what she looks like. I'd like to thank you guys all for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. I really needed it. The escape definitely helped me. I'll be okay. It's part of life. It's just difficult, and especially when you're used to somebody being around for 102 years. But thank you all, and please remember to hit the like button, that little thumbs up if you like my videos. If you don't, put a thumbs down. It's okay. It means you paid attention and watched my videos and there's something about it you didn't care for. Which, that's the only way I'm going to get better is if people let me know. It wasn't quite, what they wanted. The reason I got the new microphone is because people couldn't hear me because I'm so soft. There's not much I can do as far as speak louder. I mean, I suppose I could get a lapel mic, but that's something that may be for the future. I'll try to get my camera angle better. I have LED lighting down here because my eyes don't like natural light. So I'll try to get filters to make these things a little bit softer so you guys can see a little better. A little bit darker probably would be good. And, subscribe if you want to. I would appreciate it. I love showing you guys stuff. I'm not an instructor. That's what the guys that I follow do. Clive and Jane and Ian and Anthony. Those people teach you. I paint with you. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to paint this painting. And you guys might enjoy watching it. And say, hey, I've never tried that. Why don't I give that a shot? Oh, I never thought of using that, stuff like that. Yeah, I saw somebody else teaching me that, but I couldn't quite get it. And now that I see it, it makes a little bit more sense for you. That's all it takes. One person figures something out that I can help them out with, and great. And feel free to comment, I'll answer them. I don't have much else to do. You know, I am disabled, so I spend a lot of my time, well, to be honest, watching YouTube videos about painting. I love technology. You know, I was a master mechanic technician for Toyota Industrial for 20 plus years. I specialize in advanced electronics. You know, the electric forklifts and wire guided stuff, and played with some robotic stuff. Gotta remember to mute my phone though. Haven't quite got this all figured out yet, but I will. Thank you all, and please take care of yourselves. Be safe out there.